Hello, this is Robyn. Welcome to my channel Heart Guided Intuition. And here is a general reading for Thursday, June 11th, 2020. And this is an evening reading. I like to do these evening readings every so often it's kind of like asking Spirit for a message of what we had to learn from what we experienced during the day. What is the important thing for us to look at? What is the message from Spirit in regard to some kind of takeaway from the day and something we can learn from whatever we experienced today? So, evening reading, okay? And so I've shuffled the cards and I've chosen them, and I have not yet turned them over. As some of you who might be familiar with my channel, if you're familiar with my channel, thank you for coming back, and you would know that I use a combination of tarot, oracle cards, and a spirit deck that I designed. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found my channel. Okay, so give me a few moments to turn over the cards and see what Spirit's messages for us. Okay. Oh. Splendor. Wow. Okay. So I feel like the message here from Spirit, based on the cards, I'm just going to show you the cards. A lot of times I go into the detailed meanings, of these cards. This is the Knight of Pentacles. And this can mean a message coming in, but very slowly. Pentacles are earth energy, so they tend to take a long time, a lot of deliberation, a lot of planning going into something, really making sure that you've looked over everything before moving forward. Okay, so it can mean, a message coming in very slowly, but it's coming in with this card, which is something falling apart. The message that's coming in may speed up. It might not be slow at all. There's some kind of message. Something from today is about no longer taking the time to plod along, kind of going outside the box, not worrying about how things are done. Okay, this is the message that's coming through for me. When I stick too closely to the message of the cards, and this is something I teach in my workshops, is that we can get muddled. The most important thing in these readings is intuition. Okay, so what's coming through is that, there's a steady way to do something. There's a way to do something where we dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure things are done by the book, right? Today, there was a day where we kind of went outside the box. Maybe we spoke when we normally don't speak up, or maybe something happened within a structure, whether that's family, business, or relationship, where we're realizing we do not have to hold to a certain pattern. We do not have to hold to a certain way of doing things. We do not have to feel constrained, restrained. What's the difference between those words, restrained and constrained? Thinking out loud. I get a little goofy on here sometimes. So, yeah, I'm just getting the feeling that, today was a day of going outside the box, whether it's actions, through your actions, or your thoughts, and really knowing that you have more freedom in a situation, and more freedom and more power than you realize. It's funny because this is interesting, because this is applying to me, but it might, and I don't do these readings for myself. I specifically ask my spirits, whenever I do, readings for my channel, to let them be for everybody. Anybody who would find my channel, could be now, could be in the future, could be a current subscriber, could be somebody who finds this a year from now and feels like listening to it. and it could be the right message for them at this time. I feel like today was a day of allowing ourselves to move outside of constraints, of norms, of rules, of thinking that we have to fit into a box or fit into a prescribed way of doing something. And maybe we judged ourselves. Maybe we're like, whoa, I'm speaking up, or I'm thinking about something I never thought of before. And here's the color card, Awaken Your Empathy. And yes, I know that my camera turns these, sees these backwards. But it's turquoise. It's that color of, a lot of people equate this with the color of speech, communication, clear communication. But I'm looking at this color. It's smoky and it's also kind of watery. It's very fluid. This very beautiful image here. And to me, this is a very healing color. It's healing, it's beautiful, it's like fresh water, or it's swirling smoke. It's soft. It's soft. And it says, awaken your empathy. And I feel like this is awakening our empathy for ourselves, being clear on what we want, having self-compassion, and being able to also be having empathy for whoever is around us, that we bumped into today, or who had an impact on our day. I think in order for us to have thought outside the box and, thinking in ways that go outside of a structure in our lives, like I said, whether that's business, a relationship, thinking outside of some kind of structure and going around it. And maybe we did that. Maybe we embraced that freedom of speech, that freedom of thought, that freedom to believe that we are so much more than the structures that are in place that often keep us feeling tethered to something that is not truly aligned with the core of who we are and our values. And that may keep us feeling stuck. So this is saying, be really kind and gentle with yourself, and also have a sense of empathy for those around you as you speak your truth, as you go outside. So not doing it from an ego place, from a place of anger, but doing it from a genuine, heartfelt place where you just know yourself and you just know your truth. And so you're going to circumvent this structure that's been in place, that's in your life, and you did it. And maybe you stepped up today, whether it's in your speech, your actions, or your thoughts, the way you thought about things, and it's coming out as a very good thing. Okay, now the Lovers card's coming up. And the Lovers doesn't have to mean a relationship. If it resonates with you, great. It could mean a relationship. And this is also taking a time out in the tent, taking this peaceful time to relax into this loving space. And I feel like with this reading that the Lovers can mean two sides of ourselves coming together, us coming into wholeness with ourselves and with our truth. And the Lovers can also mean a choice. In some tarot decks, it's called the choice. So it's making a choice. It's following your heart and knowing what your truth is, knowing what your heart is guiding you to do. Speak, act, think outside of a structure that you've been involved in. And being able to be kind and gentle with yourself too. And this is also echoing this blue card. It's like, yeah, do it. Do what you feel guided to do, and have empathy for yourself and compassion for yourself and for others too. Because we when we go outside of a structure, something that people expect something of us, a job, a relationship, or, a group we belong to, our place in something. We are not just limited to this position that someone else or something else places upon us. We are so much bigger than that. And life is fluid. Change, what we're going through in our world right now is change. Massive change on deeply internal levels and on external levels. And it's really important for us to embrace fluidity and zigzagging like this, and to take that time out and being really kind and compassionate and doing that self-care that's necessary, especially when we're stepping outside of some expectation that others or something else has, had for us. To continue, the Chariot is all about finding balance, bringing two separate things into balance, very much echoing the Lover's card, and moving forward in a balanced way. And this is about expecting something to be offered to you, something being offered to you as a result of moving forward in a balanced way. Okay? As a result, splendor. The Ganesha card of splendor. And yes, I know this is backwards, but look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful card. Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, and he's touching this bird, and he is just in absolute joy. He's content. He's at peace in his heart, and he's enjoying the beauty of the world. This world, despite the turmoil, despite the war and devastation and illness, life is going to be like that. That's the nature of life, the yin and the yang. That's, the chariot. The chariot's kind of all about that, the silver and gold. Balancing the two sides of something. We can't have one without the other. But the beauty that exists for us, it really lies in knowing ourselves first and foremost, and knowing that we can dream. We can give ourselves permission to speak our truths, to go outside of structures that contain us, that make us feel that we can't speak up. Maybe not because of the way we're being treated, but because there's a structure. We're all kind of trained. I feel like most people, unless you grew up in a very, very different way than most people are raised in a structure. School, whatever school you went to, whatever family structure, communities, whatever. We were raised to believe that we have to follow rules. And yes, a lot of rules are really important so that people just don't go running amok. But we run amok anyway, don't we? Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes chaos is necessary. I'm not going to go off on that path, but in this conversation, but I do want to say that we have much more power than we believe. And when we feel like say there's a teacher, we have a teacher, and that teacher's teaching us something. There are going to be times when we question the teacher or the teachings, because it might not feel totally right with us. Questioning is very important, because that's how you'll get to your truth. And your truth, I know that saying, your truth will set you free. That's absolutely true. That is true, because the more you know yourself, the more you know your truth and what makes you happy and what feels right to you and what aligns with your personal values, the closer you're going to be able to align your external circumstances to your truth. And life will feel better. Things will start to click into place. And then, boom, you'll be moving forward in a balanced way, and boom, you'll be getting that offer that you've been waiting for, that you put yourself out there in the world to receive, and you'll be experiencing splendor. Okay? That was the reading for today. That was the evening reading. Evening reading. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching and being here on my channel. And, yeah. Have faith in what your heart tells you to do. And question. I firmly believe in questioning authority. I really do. Not in an anarchy kind of way, but in a way that is responsible to ourselves, to others. One thing I include in my daily prayers to my helping spirits is I ask my spirits, because I'm only human, and a lot of times I make mistakes and I screw up like everybody else. So I will ask my helper spirits, please guide me to act, be, speak, and live from a place of love, truth, compassion, kindness, and integrity. And I strive for that. I do. And sometimes it's a struggle. That's why I need to ask my helping spirits every day to kind of keep me on my path. But that truth, it's very important. There's a way to be in our truth and be in integrity and honor our value systems. There's a way to do it. So peace, love, and blessings to you. And have a beautiful rest of your evening. And yeah, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.